I can't finish anything. Jeez. I want to see what side of the truck the brakes are grinding on. I'll turn the wheels here. Actually, what I'm looking for is metal shavings and grindings. And it appears as if there's some shavings and grindings on this side. So I might be right and I might be wrong. Shut it down. Let's give it a whirl. Of course, I don't really care for this brand right here. But hey, it was free, I found it. Yeah, well, shouldn't really leave the jack outside, right? Things get kind of rusty and non-working. There we go. Oh, good luck. Put it on the ground, I trip on it. Looking for that tripod, you know. I know. All the videos are the same shit. Right. Got it. Little bits of metal everywhere. I'll just check it a little bit because too much, and then the wheel will just start spinning. Where's the tire iron at? Kingdom, get your tools together. Yeah. I know. I hate getting down like that one. When you've been working hard all day and your body's screaming, do we stop now? Do we really have to keep going? I'm like, well, the work's not done. And we're not working fast. So, that's what I got. They are on there, man. There's a little bit of play in that. Steering wheel's moving a bit though too, but look at that. Worn out, man. Not as worn out as the white truck though. The white pickup, very, very worn out. Plus there's a lot of damage that my kid did to it. Or kids. I mean, my daughter busted off the ignition lock. And my son smashed the windshield twice. And put those gigantic dents in it. Look at me getting up, man. It's like I'm getting up and I'm like, I'm getting up like I'm 80 years old. And I feel like I'm 90. Sometimes I feel like I just lay down right here, give me a pillow, and go to sleep. You don't need an air compressor in it. Tools. You could never have enough labor-saving tools at your disposal, but almost to the point of a paradox where you have so many labor-saving tools that it's a full-time job keeping them in operating condition and organized. So then, where's the labor savings? Me, I like to think of myself as being a minimalist, and these are the best tools right here. Okay? So, I'd love to have all sorts of tools, but knowing me, they'd be everywhere. I mean, they would be under the bed at home, they'd be in the garage, lost in the grass, maybe a few down there by the river, some in the attic, God knows where. Maybe a couple under the bed liner in the truck. Just total disorganization. And that's something I've been trying to battle all my life, even since I was a little kid. My desk in school has so much paper crammed in it that paper was coming out of like between the wooden, the Formica top, and where the steel meets that's the grade school kind of desk where there's a little cubby hole inside there to go and put your stuff. Not like the kind under the seat, but actually inside. Not the lift up type. There's school desks that have the lift up type. No, I'm talking about the type of school desks that were steel, Formica top, and you couldn't lift the top. You'd have to like tilt your head to look to see what you got in there. Because, yeah, no, I'm familiar with the kind that they have in like junior high or middle school, and sometimes in high school they have the kind of desks where you lift the top up and your stuff is inside that part. Those are fewer and fewer though. Most schools have gone to just having the desktop and nothing inside. No cubby hole or anything. So it's one less hiding place. You know, kids can't like hide a gun or a weapon in their desk. This is no hiding place. All that crazy stuff, you know, bringing a gun to school. I mean, people used to do that a long time ago, but they wouldn't bring the gun to school to go and shoot their fellow classmates and stuff. They would bring it there because they had a shooting range. You know, as part of the school curriculum. Yeah, this side's where there's a lot of grindings here, but yeah, I guess so. Guess I nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Ow. Kneeling on the rocks. Yeah, well, nowadays, I think that stuff started in like, well, that's not good to leave laying around. I think in the late 1980s. The mid or late 1980s. You know, something happened in society, and I'd say, yeah, see this side, and I guess the thing to do was to be a shoot 'em up person. My contention is that there's a disconnect from, you know, the knowledge of weapons, and I don't own one, by the way, and, you know, and gun ownership and stuff like that, and it's no longer a tool or just another thing. It's something to settle your dispute with a school or whatever, because you're all gopped up on Ritalin and pharmaceuticals and stuff to cure your depression. And the paradox is, it doesn't quite work, does it? King, you need one of... Yeah, I know. One of those tools that you put on the caliper and it compresses the piston. Just going in slowly because I'm not applying maximum pressure, but hey, this rotor is worn thin. Should actually fire this thing up and turn the wheel all the way, and then put the steering wheel in lock. There we go. Put it on lock so we can't turn. Kneeling on these rocks. I gotta go over to the truck stop where my daughter works, and gotta be careful not to damage or crack that piston, because I think that thing is made out of aluminum on this model. And one chunk out of that, and it'll be time for another caliper. Yeah, the brakes are all jacked up on this thing still anyway. Remember when it broke down and it sat there for 3 days? Nothing's changed. Ooh, that's real thin. That rotor. Dangerously thin. Once again, I know, I'm aware there's a special tool to do this job. Actually, I think this caliper needs to be replaced, because I believe it hangs up. You know, it doesn't fully retract. I don't know if it's that hose right there, because sometimes those hoses go bad, and sometimes it's just the caliper itself. But either way, it's hanging up, because I'm applying force, the amount of force that would normally be necessary to make it retract. But hey, you know, on cars that have ABS, you're not supposed to retract the piston very quickly anyway, because you could screw up the ABS. You're supposed to retract it real slow, kind of like how I'm doing. The ABS doesn't work on this anymore anyway, so Who cares? Ooh. Ooh. No, nothing broke. That's just me putting semi minimal pressure into the situation here. I don't know. Wow. Most people normally go flying backwards, but when I do something, I'm doing it kind of with the anticipation that it's going to release itself at any given moment. So I got my leg all the way back there, kind of like as a support system to my muscles shaking. Well, there's still some meat left on that pad, I believe. There's not a lot, but there's some. Oh, Lord. King, you're a psychopath. Wow, really? I'm a psychopath? Come on. Probably the last person that really is that. King, you're psycho. All right, okay. I got it. This kind of mechanical work would fly nowhere. I was having a little laugh with Ian Matthews and Snobby Scrappecker saying, imagine if I was a CEO of an airline and the company used my maintenance ethics. Well, it wouldn't really be a laughing matter now, would it? This is your captain speaking. After about 10 minutes in the air, we're returning to Heathrow International Airport for a few unforeseen matters. It's just a takeoff and land airline. It's not the kind that actually takes you anywhere. Because my aircraft are only good to stay in the air for about 10 minutes. And then you got to come back down to terra firma. For a host of issues. Okay, so that's the one inside the piston. So it's this one right here. I can't get the piston to go all the way back, I guess. So there's not really quite room for two pads. Two new ones. Incredible maintenance. The Kingdom versus, I don't know what YouTube channel for car repair and stuff. Scotty Kilmer, yeah. Rev up your rundown engines. No, be careful. Don't rev them up. Fire it up and hold it idle. Shouldn't you use two hands there, Kingdom? Probably. Oh, I didn't see that. There's a little unforeseen matter there. Let's get that to retract as much as possible. You need to use a hammer for that. No, you can actually use this wrench. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you, all you infidels, all you non-believers. Oh, wow. Stubborn. Why don't you spray some of that stuff on there? Great idea. Glad I thought of it. You see Fat Bastard? He's using a potato peeler to strip wire. He'd make a great hillbilly here in the United States. Perfect. No, I'm not calling him a bogan. You know what? I better get a hammer. I just didn't want to get up. You know, gravity is pulling this 280 pounds back to Earth. One way or another. Overcoming gravity. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Actually, not let's see. I'll let you guys see. There you go. Well, this just keeps getting more and more gnarly here. I'll have to take that off. Boy, I hope I don't screw that up too bad. Well, I'm not going to be going anywhere today. There we go. Base it out. Put one new pad on. Kingdom, you're dangerous. We need to get people like you off the road. Look at that. There's still material in there. Come on. Come on, people. Let's get with the program. I win so far. I don't want to speak too soon. Gotta do them both like a little at a time there. I don't know. Is it going in? Like you could tell. What other channel are you going to see this? Your show's gotten stale. That's the same. Okay, alright. It might be the same stuff over and over. But where else are you going to see? Look at that little bit of aluminum. One pad. Yeah. Where else are you going to see such fright? Kingdom, you're scaring us. That pad is going to wear out really quickly. Actually, the last one was scraping also, so the rotor's already been ruined. I got about 5,000 miles out of that. Oh, you're supposed to get about 20. No. The way I drive, first of all, those are the cheapo ones. The $11 ones. And scrapping, there's so much stop and go. Even with new rotors and new pads, the most I can expect is about 15,000 miles out of a set of pads. Because I'm constantly stopping. Oh. I'm feeling every bit of it, man. Today I'm feeling every bit of it. Whew. You're getting old. Oh, okay. I'm getting tired. And people telling me, you're getting old is getting old. That's not what's going on. I could outwork 99% of people. I'm not trying to be braggadocious. I'm not a freaking machine, man. Sometimes I feel like it, though. Sometimes I do feel like a machine. There's my tripod right there. We will use the WD-40. Well, the battery's low on my iPhone, so it might cut out. We gotta see how this works. Well, you're only gonna see what I show you, then you're gonna have to believe it. Because it's a YouTube video. How do you know what I'm showing you is real? Right? It's whatever I want to show you. But nobody believes it. First of all, I got people saying, why don't you scrap? I scrapped 15 cars, by the way. Okay? And you know what? I'm going to use the Kmart and Sears analogy. Two crappy companies merged together, right? And it didn't do anything to save them. And the next strategy was to start selling off their brands, like Craftsman and Kenmore and all that. You know, the brands, why people go to the store in the first place. They start selling off their brands and then continue closing more stores. What sense does that make? You're delaying the inevitable. Okay, if you're dying like that, you don't start chucking core assets to your company. Why not just go out of business entirely instead of dragging it on? And and reporting year after year of unprofitable sales, or store operations, and continue closing more stores. So, in my estimation, when companies do that, that's simply a tax scam, and I'm not running that. I'm not going to. I've scrapped 15 cars, and it's actually done nothing. It's done nothing for my bottom line at all whatsoever. Okay, the amount of time involved scrapping the car actually took more time than going out and finding loose scrap out by the curb. So it was a time waster and a money waster, really. And all that did was help pay a little bit for some bill, okay, bills that keep recurring. So it didn't put me ahead at all. So the few that I have remaining, I might as well keep, because it's not going to, the few vehicles I have remaining is not going to be able to get a truck running and keep it running. Okay, it's got to keep running. All right. Okay, let's just say I have just enough to get it running. Well, once I get it running, it's not enough to keep it going. You know what I mean? I don't think it makes sense to anybody, but okay, you get the license plate, you get the insurance, you got it up and running. Now I have no vehicles. And remember, I keep going around and around. What happens if this, okay, I scrap all of them, right? Whatever I got left. I just got this one and maybe another one. This one throws a rod, or I get in an accident. No, what do? I'm out of business. I have to get a bicycle and pedal around town trying to find stuff. And where are we going to put it? I'm out of business. I've got no money to fall back on. I sold all my vehicles. I can't move my scrap. I have to walk over to the U-Haul and rent one. I can't go around finding scrap with U-Haul. The mileage charge would kill me. All right, so that won't work. I have to get a moped or a bicycle or something like Scrap Vulture and look in dumpsters that don't exist around here. Okay, because wherever he lives, he's able to do that. Or a trinket goblin, he's able to do that. Let's see if the power died. Nope, it's still going. Yeah, he's able to do that because his Aldi dumpster doesn't have a compactor. I guess the stuff's in the wide open. So you can go in there and pick away. We all have, even though, everybody's in the same, United States or Canada, which is America's attic, okay, with the crazy uncle upstairs. That's Canada. And in Quebec, that's the wall banging aunt in the attic. the Frenchy side of Canada, that's the wall banger. The English side is the normal side, and the Quebeco side is the I'm just having fun. Anyway, between these two countries, okay, maybe Australia, from what I could tell, we go around looking in garbage dumpsters and, at the curb and stuff like that, but different areas of all these places have different rules and customs and local attitudes towards scrapping. Plus the junkyards and in all these different places pay differing amounts for the material. So what works for me just might not work for you, depending on where you're at. Or it might actually work better. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is I'm making a long video, a whole lot of yapping, no scrapping, a little bit of repair job right there. Get that out of the way. Maybe I'll fire it up and turn the wheel out, so I gotta remind myself again that I gotta get to that truck stop. Oh, I dropped the keys on the floor. No. Of course I have it. Yeah. Shut it down again. Put it in lock, so now it's probably not going to turn much that it's on the ground. But still. Back down on the ground again. The gravitational pull of the planet pulling this big fat man down. One brake pad. What channel are you going to see that kind of car repair technique? No place. King, you're doing it out of sequence. When you have a 8-log pattern, that's why your stuff's all messed up, because you don't do it right. Yeah, I know, right? That's the flying the airline with the king. Sir, what's the maintenance record like? Maintenance record? We don't keep records in that. How many air hours does this airplane actually have? Well, I don't know. The hours meter broke about 10 years ago. You don't need that to fly anyway, do you? That should work. King, the wheel's gonna come off. You know what? The wheels have already come off, so in my life. You put it right there, you'll be looking for it later. There's Jack over there. I thought you said you were gonna bring that inside. I say a lot of things. You sure do, you yap a lot. Do you enjoy making fun of your commenters? No, I don't. But my lord, it's the same crap all the time. That's because you're doing the same stuff all the time. And that brings us, circles us back to the show has gotten stale. You could see if that fan works. I probably could. I know how to plug something in. You just throw your aluminum around like that? What the hell? Oh, okay. All kinds of weird stuff in here. Couple bags of trash. Hey everybody, have a nice day. Yeah. I don't even know what's in here. Garbage, I suppose, right? How's my copper doing? Oh, quite well, thank you. Fuel the madness. Actually, since the fire is out, I'll put it back over here to be continued another time. Look at that lovely copper. I got rid of my trash, and I got red gold. Red gold. It's still a little warm. Now I need to empty this thing out, throw it on the ground, of course, and head over to the truck stop and finish screwing around over there. I'm not going to be able to finish emptying the truck of trash like I wanted to. See, hopefully I made a long enough and complete enough video for you all to go and figure out what it is. What the heck's going on here? And it's just sheer utter madness, actually. Oh, there could be $1 million inside this envelope. That's just paper. I know some local scrappers. Remember that black lady in that the green Chevy pickup truck by the school? Those people found a $100 bill tucked in a bed frame. Because when I was at the scrapyard, the subject of finding money in dryers came up. So yeah. As you can see, the point of this video is to show you that my life is in a continuous mad loop. Okay, maintenance, the fastest, quickest, crappiest maintenance possible to keep the thing up and running. Up and running at all times. Zero downtime, alright? Because the idea is actually to have 2 or 3 trucks running, so when maintenance like that is actually required, it can be done properly. You have to do the maintenance more frequently because you don't do it properly. Well, guess what? Today, it broke down at the worst possible time because, you know what? Doing it the right way does not guarantee me anything at all whatsoever with the kind of life luck I've had. It just guarantees that I'll blow up an entire day and miss out on some important scrap contacts, and therefore permanently miss out on some important scrapping opportunities. That will happen again over and over. So it's like my work life is on a form of triage. I'm triaging my own situation in the battlefield, patching them up as quickly as possible, and not to make you all better like 100%. I feel great, but no, just to put the warrior back out on the battlefield, even if he's only been fixed about 40%. As long as he's good enough to keep pulling the trigger, patch him up and get him back out there. Okay, you need 2 hands. Well, I was born with 2 hands. Don't always use them now. I actually was born with a brain. Can you believe that? You don't use it. No, I don't. It's on vacation. It's on holiday. My brain and my mind are on holiday permanently. Ha 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 ha. No, they're not. That would be somebody that uses drugs. And I don't use drugs. You see the Amazing Hob, any of you guys know him, I guess. One of his Nub Nation buddies died of an H overdose. That's why he hasn't made any videos lately. Alright, so this crap I'm just going to throw back in the truck. I guess. I don't know. And one of these bottles I'm going to keep with me. And these tools I'm going to put into a separate bucket. And I will see you at the truck stop, filling my truck with scrap.